Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to another Book Mukhtasar video. My name is Liaquat. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day, enjoying yourselves. Right, so let's get on with this video then. If you guys are not familiar with my channel, please check out the videos that I make. Right, وَإِن تَرَكَ مِن تَوَافِ الزِّيَارَةِ ثَلَاثَ. So a lot of these words are now like firmly ingrained in your head, so I don't need to go through most of them. Only ones I'm going to pick out. And if there's any word which you guys are not familiar with, please put it in the comments below. Okay, so وَإِن تَرَكَ مِن تَوَافِ الزِّيَارَةِ ثَلَاثَ أَشْوَاط. Three, you know what that means? Three ashwat, circuits. شَاتٌ عَلَيْهِ شَات. تَرَكَ أَرْبَعَ. We know what that is. بَقِيَ, he remains. مُحْرِمًا, state of ihram. طَافَ يَطُوفُ أَشْوَاط. صَدر. All these words have all been practically done. بَيْنَ الصَّفَا وَالْمَرْوَى. All these words have been done. Alright, this is afad. Okay, so this is a mistake in the text. It's supposed to be afad, fa. Right, in fact, see if I can eliminate this error here. Now, sometimes you have a lot of typos which you have to deal with. Let's see if I can eliminate this. Alright, so this is a typo. It's supposed to be afada. Fantastic. أفاد من عرفات قبل الإمام فعليه الدم ومن ترك الوقوف بمزدلفة عليه الدم. I don't think there's any word in here which you guys are not familiar with. I think we've done all of them. وقوف. Okay, jimar, it means the stones, those rocks, those stones that you stone the walls. And now it's like the shape of a wall. أيام كلها فعليه الدم وإن ترك رميه إحدى الجمار ثلاث فعليه صدقة وإن ترك رمي الجمرة العقبة في يوم النحر فعليه الدم. ومن أخر يؤخر, to delay. أخر يؤخر, to delay, is words come before as well. حتى مضت أيام النحر فعليه الدم. كذا لو أخر طواف الزيارة delay. وإذا قتل المحرم صيدا. صيد is a prey animal that is prey hunted. Dalla, it means to direct, indicate. Right, so indicate عليه. من قتل فعليه جزاء. جزاء means compensation. Yeah, so compensation. ذلك فعليه العامد. عامد, deliberate. Someone who does it intentionally. Deliberate. And nasi means forgetful. Someone who does it. This word has come before as a mubtadi, the one who initiates. Initiate. A'id is the one who repeats. Okay, so these are all the words that we have over here then. Okay, so let's look at a bit of the tarkeeb part then. And now tarkeeb is actually starting to get a bit easier for you guys now, I'm sure it is. So that's why I'm not going to focus too much on tarkeeb. So وَإِن تَرَكَ مِن تَوَافِ الزِّيَارَةِ مُضَافٌ مُضَافٌ إلَيْهِ ثلاثة أشواط. This is the مفعول به of ترك. فما دونها, anything less than it, it's a ظرف. فعليه شات. شات is the مبتدأ. وإن ترك أربعة أشواط مفعول به. بقي محرما. محرما أبدا, forever, ظرف. حتى يطوفها. No, that's because of the حتى. ومن ترك ثلاثة أشواط مفعول به من طواف الصدر فعليه صدقة. وإن ترك طواف الصدر مفعول به أو أربعة أشواط منه فعليه شاة. ومن ترك السعي بين مضاف الصفا والمروة فعليه شاة. وحجه تام. مبتدأ خبر. A long time we haven't seen a mubtada khabar like that. ومن أفاد من عرفات قبل الإمام فعليه دام. عليه دام, مبتدا مؤخر. ومن ترك الوقوف بمزدلفة غير منصرف, مجرور غير منصرف, عليه دم. ومن ترك رمي الجمار في الأيام كلها. This is بدل تأكيد فعليه دم. مبتدا خبر. وإن ترك رمي إحدى رمي إحدى الجمار الثلاث فعليه صدقة. مبتدا وإن ترك رمي جمرة العقبة في يوم النحر فعليه دام. ومن أخر الحلقة حتى مضت أيام النحر فعليه دم عند أبي حنيفة. وكذلك likewise أخر طواف الزيارة عند أبي حنيفة. وإذا قتل المحرم فاعل صيدا مفعول به أو دل فعل عليه من قاتله فعليه الجزاء سواء في ذلك العامد. So سواء is the خبر مقدم and في ذلك is the عامد is the متمؤخر. ناسي مبتدي عائد. Why don't you put a dhamma on the nasi? Does anyone know? If you know why you don't put a dhamma on the nasi, let me know in the comments. See if you guys are familiar with this mas'ala. Right, so let's crack on with this then. Okay, so we are here talking about continuing the problems that are caused in the state of ihram. Yeah, so what kind of problems, what kind of jinayat, what kind of things do you do in ihram which actually are banned, illegal, and then what does it result in? So, first of all, إن ترك من طواف زيارة ثلاث أشواط. Now remember, if I was to draw this for you guys, I think it'll make much more sense, right? So let me just draw this out for you guys then. So remember, this is basically Kaaba. Then you have the Mina, yeah, where the tents are. So let's make some tents there. This is Mina. And then you have Arafat. Right, this is the plain of Arafat. And then you have Muzdalifah. Muzdalifah. So you have this area Muzdalifah, and then you have the Jimar, those like walls. So draw them as 3 walls. Progressively they get bigger. Right, so 3 walls, 1, 2, 3. There's supposed to be some walls there, guys. Believe me, there are some walls there. So let's have a look at this then. So he says, whoever leaves Tawaf Ziyara Thalathat Ashwat. So remember, Tawaf Ziyara is around the Kaaba, and this happens on the 10th. Right, so on the 10th of Dhul Hijjah, so you got the 9th, you got 10th, you got 11th, you got 12th. So on this day, if a person was to leave Tawaf, taraka min Tawaf Ziyara Thalatha Ashwat fama dunaha fa'alayhi shat. So basically, if a guy has done 4, right, 5, 6 tawafs, yeah, person has done 4 tawafs, 5 tawafs, 6 tawafs, meaning they have missed out either 3, 2, or 1. Then the tawaf is done, but the person has to give a goat. Right, so this results in goat. Okay, فما دون فعليه شات. So let's highlight this one there. So in taraka tawaf ziyarah thalat ashwat fama dunaha, anything less than it, فعليه shatun, he's got to give it a shat. Right, what if he leaves more? What if he's left 4 out or more? Then what happens? So if he leaves out 3, if he has only done 3, 2, or 1, meaning he has left out 4, color change, 4, 3, 5, 6. Then in that case, this person would stay muhrim. His tawaf is not done. Meaning, because he has done less 7, he hasn't done the most of 7. Right? He's done less than 50% of it. So that's why he'll be considered to be in the state of ihram. وَإِن تَرَكَ أَرْبَعَةَ أَشْوَاتٍ بَقِيَ مُحْرِمًا. The guy will remain muhrim forever. So even if he travels back home, he's still in the state of ihram, and every crime he's committing in the state of ihram is going to be penalized. حَتَّى يَطُوفُ فَهَا. Until he does tawaf of it. So until he comes back and does tawaf, he is still in ihram, even if it takes a week, a month, a year. Okay, this is to do with the tawaf. This is to do with the tawaf of ziyarah. Yeah, so tawaf of ziyarah. If you do less than, if you've done 4 or more, but you haven't done 7, you got to give a goat. And if you have only done 3 or less, then you've got to repeat you've got to do the whole tawaf. Right, what if there's a person, and this is a tawaf al-sadr. Remember, tawaf al-sadr is the one that you do after the 12th when you're going to return back to your home. Oh, sorry, tawaf al-sadr. Yeah, that's the one. Tawaf al-sadr is tawaf al-sadr. That's the right. So he says, Man taraka thalatha ashwat min tawaf al-sadr. Right, so a person's left out, like this one, 3, 2, or 1. فَعَلَيْهِ صَدَقَةٌ. In that case, he only has to give sadaqah. He doesn't have to give. He only has to give sadaqah. He doesn't have to give a goat. Okay, what if he leaves more than this then? So what if he leaves 4, 5, or 6? Then what? Remember, previously, tawaf al-ziyarah is very serious. And if a person leaves out, then tawaf's not done. وَإِن تَرَكَ tawaf sadr. And if he was to leave the whole tawaf sadr out, or even didn't do 4 or 5 or 6, فَعَلَيْهِ شَاتٌ. In that case, he just has to give a goat and he can go home. Right? So, it can happen to someone. Let's say, for example, someone's in a rush and there's too much people there and he's got to get back home. So therefore, he just has to send money, get the animal slaughtered, and then he's out of it. Now, this is to do with the ruling of tawaf. Okay, what about the ruling of sa'i? So remember, sa'i is where a person goes between Safa and Marwa. Right, so he's got to go 7 times. Yeah, 7 times. So what about if a person does this? So he says, if a person is to go between Safa and Marwa. Yeah, so man taraka, whoever leaves sa'i of Safa and Marwa, فَعَلَيْهِ shat. Yeah, if a person leaves this out, then the person has to give a goat, because it's serious, but it's not as serious enough as the tawaf itself. Yeah, so if a person leaves this out, however, his hajj is complete, but he should still do it, right? He should still do it if he can. If he can't, then he just has to sacrifice the goat for it. Okay, so that's that done then. Now, what if a person was to do this now? See over here. A person has traveled from Arafat, right? So this is known as if you remember, it's known as the Ifada, right? So Maghrib time, they set off and they can't go before the Imam. What if he goes before the Imam? Right, so he's traveled before the Imam. Woman afada min Arafat, whoever goes from Arafat to Muzdalifah, qabla al-imami fa'alayhi damun. That's where he's got to give dam. Yeah, a bit serious there, a bit serious. So you got to give a goat. Yeah. So alayhi dam, he has to give a goat. Okay, what if a person was not to stay in Muzdalifah? He didn't stay in Muzdalifah. He didn't stay the night. He just missed it out, skipped it out, traveled, to Makkah or whatever. Again, he's got to give goat. Yeah, so goat. All right, and there's a goat there. So man taraka al-wuquf bi Muzdalifah fa'alayhi damun. Right, he's got to give dam. Okay, let's move down then. What if a person... Let's see if I can fit all this in. Right, what if a person was to... change the color of this. وَمَنْ تَرَكَ رَمْيَ الْجِمَارِ فِي أَيَّامِ كُلِّهَا. Right, so all of the days. So on all the days. What are the days, remember? The days are 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you got, remember, you got to do 7 there. Then you got 7 on one stone, 7 and 7. And on this day you got 7, 7, 7. Yeah. That's basically, what you're supposed to be doing. Right? You're supposed to be doing on the 11th, 12th, 3 sets of 7s. after Zawal, and the 10th is so one set of. So if a person misses out all the days of Jum'ah, doesn't do the 10th, 11th, 12th, فَعَلَيْهِ الدَّمْ. His Hajj is done, but he has to give blood, right? Blood is important. So, goat. Yeah, so goat. Okay, he's got to give a goat. Okay. وَإِن تَرَكَ الرَّمْيَ إِحْدَى الْجِمَارِ الثَّلَاثِ, if you miss out one of them, فَعَلَيْهِ الصَّدَقَةً. Then he only has to give sadaqah if only one is missed out. So if only one is missed out, then sadaqah. Okay. Right, what if he misses out on the 10th? He's missed out the main one. Right, it's a big one he's supposed to do on the 10th. What about this one then? So in taraka رمي الجمرة العقبة رمي جمرة العقبة في يوم النحر, on the day of Nahr, on the 10th, فعليه الدم. That on its own is very important. Right, that on its own. So if he misses that out on its own, so he's got to give goat. Yeah. So okay, so let's have a look at this then. So if he misses any of these out, 11th, 12th, he's got to give a goat. If he misses this one out, goat. So therefore, if you miss the 10, 11, and 12, then it's 2 goats. Okay. Right, next. What about the issue of shaving of the head? So remember, on the 10th, you also shave the head. So this is another thing that's done on the head, which is the shaving of the head. So, supposed to be my version of some guy. Yeah. It's supposed to be. Looks like some crazy swimmer. You tell me what you guys think it looks like. So, man akhar al-halq. If a person doesn't do halq and delays it until the days of Nahr go, yeah, فَعَلَيْهِ الدَّمْ in Abi Hanifa. So, in other words, if he does it over here, so he's delayed all of this and he's done it right over here, then according to Abu Hanifa, he's got to do dam. Right, so he's got to give goat or sacrifice. Should have said sacrifice and all these. Okay, what if a person has delayed? What if a person has delayed the Tawaf ziyarah past he's supposed to do it on the 10th? So he's supposed to Tawaf ziyarah on the 10th, but he's actually delayed it all the way down to there. So he says, كَذَلِكَ لَوْ أَخَّرَ. If a person delays the Tawaf ziyarah in the Abi Hanifa, he's got to give a goat. Okay, now that all of the issues of making a mistake and leaving something out, that's all done now. Now it's a new topic. Now, I actually wanted to dedicate a whole lesson to the new topic, but because otherwise lessons are going to be scattered everywhere, I just thought I'll just start it here, and then you can continue on the next lesson, inshallah. إِذَا قَتَلَ. This is to do with killing. So if a person is in the state of ihram, they are not allowed to kill an animal, right? They're not allowed to hunt an animal, rather. إِذَا قَتَلَ الْمُحْرِمْ صَيْدًا. When a muhrim kills a prey, or he even shows someone where a prey is. So he says to someone, behind that rock there's a deer. Then alayhi al-jaza. He's got to give a jaza. Right, so what's a jaza? It means he's got to give compensation for that deer. And how much does he have to give? We're going to talk about that next lesson, inshallah. So, سواء في ذلك العامد, person who deliberately does it, like deliberately kills an animal, or deliberately shows someone, or forgetfully, or mubtadi, a person who initiates it, does it the first time, or the person who had done it the second time. All of these individuals, if they were to kill an animal, they have to give sacrifice. Now, this is not talking about slaughtering a goat or a cow. That's fine, you can do that. What we're talking about is hunting. Yeah, so hunting, the Quran says that, do not kill in the state of ihram. Do not hunt in the state of ihram. Okay, and that's it, guys. So that is basically what today's lesson is all about. Let's have a look at what we've done. So we talked about the missing of the Tawaf ziyarah on the 10th. And if a person misses 4, 5, if he does 4, 5, 6 and misses out less, then he's got to give a goat. If a person does less than that, then he's got to do sacrifice again. Yeah. He's still in the state of ihram until he does it. What about if a person misses out Tawaf al-Sadr? So Tawaf al-Sadr is a bit easier, right? So sadaqah, and if he misses out 4, 5, or 6, then he's got to do a goat. And if a person misses sa'i, right, in that case, goat, right? So if a person doesn't do it, it hasn't mentioned if a person misses out 4 or 5 or 6 or 3. So it would be the same concept with regards to tawaf. Yeah, if you miss out more of the 7, then you got to give a goat. If you less, then you give a sadaqah. Okay, Arafat. If a person goes from Arafat without before the Imam, goat. If a person misses out Muzdalifah, then we said goat. If a person misses out one of the 2 days, 11, 12, goat. If a person misses out the 10th stoning, then he's got to give goat. If a person delays it according to Imam Hanifa, it's got to give a goat. If a person delays anything that's supposed to be done the 10th, goat. Okay, and finally we talked about the killing. So if you're in the state of ihram, you're not allowed to hunt another animal. In fact, you are not allowed to hunt another animal, right? Two times when you're in ihram. So anywhere in the world, if you're in ihram, even if you're in ihram in Birmingham, you can't hunt an animal. Yes, that's globally. And if you are in the place of the haram, the vicinity of haram, no one is allowed to hunt, right? So that specific piece of land where you can find the Kaaba, that area you can't hunt. Okay, and if you do deliberately, accidentally, forgetfully, it's all the same. Okay, guys, I hope you guys understood that. Let's have a look at some questions then. Okay, so what happens if a person on Hajj missed out 5 circuits of Tawaf Ziyarah, then they're still in Ihram? What happens if a person misses out the 3 Tawafs of Sadr, then that person is considered to be, has to give Sadaqah. Now, for a woman, if a woman misses out Tawaf Ziyarah, it's okay, no problem there. If she's in the state of haid, menstruation, okay, so remember that. Menstruating women actually can skip this Tawaf out. What happens if a person goes to Muzdalifah before the Imam? Gotta give a goat. What happens if a person misses out on days 11 and 12 of stoning? You've gotta give a goat. What happens if a person delays shaving of the head after the 12th? Gotta give a goat. All goats. What happens if a person in Ihram kills a deer? Doesn't give a goat, but he's gotta give a jaza. Yeah. Now, the issue with if a person was to delay the Tawaf Ziyarah after the days of the 12th, if it's a woman in menstruation, she's allowed to do that. Okay, just keep that in mind. So those 2 exemptions I told you about, the menstruating women have some leeway. And that's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Thank you to my patrons for supporting my channel. May Allah bless you immensely. If anyone wants to become a patron, wants to support my channel, please think about it. Consider becoming a patron, support the channel. Sadaqah Jariyah for you guys as well. Everyone who watches these videos, you'll be getting reward for it, and it's something, a good project, I personally think, to invest in. Thank you very much, guys. I will see you guys next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.